Hello, everyone. Welcome in our second episode of Spark Espresso series in Microsoft Fabric. Today, I have a very special guest, Ted, that we introduced in the previous episode. And today, we are going to dig into the details how you can load the data in Microsoft Fabric. So let's start with the first question. In Synapse, we have multiple ways how we can load the data there, knowing that we have pipelines, we have Azure Data Factory, and in Microsoft Fabric, the complexity even grows because we have a native integration with Data Factory. So there are so many ways to load data in Microsoft Fabric. How not to be confused? What should we use and when?
Yes, Estera, you're absolutely right. The amount of ways to get data in Fabric is much higher than it was in Synapse, but I wouldn't say that actually they are more complexified. To be honest, we try to make them even easier. So even using, for example, the data factory tools such as copy tool, previously there was a lot of parameterization which user needed to set up. At the moment, there is a very good assistant setup there which allows users to basically click through some of the steps and get everything ready for data transfer into Fabric. Nevertheless, let's look at all of these ways. So the basic way is where you have some files, let it be CSV or Excel files, which are on your local machine and you want to get them into the Fabric. So instead of setting up a complex pipeline or even data flow, all you can do is just upload the file by selecting in your Lakehouse upload file, browse for it, and get it straight into your files area, which afterwards you can transform it into Delta table or whichever format you wanted to use. So this is the easy way for a small data to be loaded straight from your local machine into Fabric. Now, next one is where you have data with some specific source. It could be SQL, it could be some other third-party application or your business application, and you need to have special connector. So data flows plays really well there. They have hundreds of connectors to different systems. And basically can read data from these sources and then land data into Fabric, whatever it would be, Lakehouse or data warehouse. It's again user's choice. The next option, when you go for a larger scale, bigger data, terabyte scale, that's where you can use copy tool in pipelines. This is highly scalable, a high throughput tool, which basically can copy data from, again, tens of connectors, different systems, but usually like basic ones like ADLS or S3 or NFS storages. This is a very good way to use. The other option for copying data is basically to use notebooks. There are multiple libraries available for you to connect to the data sources and take the data into the Fabric using notebook code. Where the advantage lies in that you can apply a very complex transformations within your notebook code and transform data before it lands on the Fabric. And of course, I should mention too the possibility of not just copying data, but referencing it using shortcuts. So that's one of the way also to access your data almost instantly.
That's super great. I have a thought that like the third example was very about streaming scenarios that we can from the notebooks we can connect with the event hub and
Yes.
consume the streams of data and then land them all into as a form of either parquets or, for example, delta table.
So yes, Fabric fully supports Spark's structured streaming. And basically, you can run that in the notebooks, or you can actually write your code for Spark job definition and then set up a retry policy so that would run constantly and basically take your streaming data without any interruptions.
That's very super that you mentioned about that scenario. We will dig into the demo in the future episodes. Now, I would love to follow up on the question about like shortcuts or copy data when, especially if we have the storage account or S3, Amazon S3, so external data sources for us. We should use copy data, so copy tool, or shortcuts. Which is your recommendation?
Yes, this is a very good question, and shortcuts are very tempting tool to use for everything because, as I mentioned, you get data instantly. If you have hundreds of terabytes data lake sitting somewhere in ADLS storage or in a third party or other party cloud providers like Amazon, you can just reference that data. That means you just set up a pointer to it, and that immediately gets accessible for you for all of your workloads in Fabric. You don't need to copy it. The challenge is that it's good to reference data if you are running some reports or small queries. But if you want to perform large scale transformations or run data science project, you will incur a significant egress cost from these third party vendors or even ADLS account if it's on Microsoft. So you always need to consider basically what purpose or how this data will be used. If there will be a lot of data manipulation, data transformations, it's maybe wiser to actually copy the data in a fabric and then do it all internally. That way, first of all, increasing performance and minimizing the cost of afterwards transforming the data. But if it's just occasional queries or occasional data lookup, then shortcut might be a good way to do it.
Sounds sounds very good. So let's try it. Let's try some hands-on that. And thank you today for joining. And I hope that during the recording for the next episode, you can lead us whether we should use Lakehouse or data warehouse mode to store our data.
Thank
So
you. Great chatting to you.
thank you so much. Click the like button and subscribe. By doing that, you will join our community and stay updated on the cool things we have planned. Again, as a product group, we are super excited to have you on board on the journey focused on data engineering and data scientists using Microsoft Fabric. Remember that as a viewer, your input matters to us. You can leave a comment or send me a message with your questions, ideas, or topics you would like us to cover here. I will make sure we address them and provide extra resources to help you use Microsoft Fabric. Keep an eye out for more updates. Thank you so much.